Get in the know. Non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Hey, we got the Rhino.
Football.
We got film.
You notice my mic just got unmuted.
Yeah, I muted you.
It had to get muted for a minute.
Yeah, when we start the podcast and say, hey, quiet everyone.
All right.
And there's Boone just like laughing maniacally.
I sort of like it. I sort of like where it's going.
Judd likes it.
Well, you know what else we have? You know what else we have? We got a victory, boys. It's Victory Monday! Victory Monday! A win is a win is a win.
I'm so glad you said that.
In the National Football League.
No, I'm so glad you said that because I know I've been saying that for a long time, and I promise you it's true. It's very, very true. But when you're about to go down in the history books as the worst game ever, it's not very fun on the way home. Like, I know everyone's like, yeah, we're 7-6, like, we're crushing, right? Coaches are like, hey, come over here. Come sit next to me. The whole plane ride. Let's have a talk. The whole plane ride.
The post-game locker room speech was the best because usually, like, Kevin O'Connell finds a way to give out game balls to everyone, right? And he did give a game ball to all the defensive players. But he starts.
Deserved it.
Here we go, guys. All right. You know what, boys? Okay. Not the way we drew it up. We'll start with the offense. Offense. No turnovers. He literally goes like, no turnovers. Nice job. Okay, let's talk about the defense. Here we go.
Let's talk about the real heroes today, okay? The unsung heroes today.
They had to hold the Raiders to 0 or the Vikings would not have won that game. Yeah.
That was the meme of that game is the stick figure poking the Vikings logo, like, do something. Do something now.
What's
like,
happening?
God, Aiden O'Connell couldn't. I don't even know what to say. Listen, it's one of those games where you're just so frustrated because nothing's going. You're giving up too many sacks. It's not going right. All of a sudden, you got to pull the Pasternaut and put in Nick Mullins, and everyone's like, okay, now what are we doing, right? It gives a little bit of a pulse. It's crazy how that happens, isn't it? I'm telling you, I still can't put my finger on why that happens, but the minute they do a quick change like that, the guy coming in that's like, hey, who cares? Let's just go. You're like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever, right? And it just somehow it starts working again. But
yeah,
honestly, dude, the run game's got to get going. They have to, and I'm starting, and listen, hear me, everyone. I love KOC. I love him.
Oh,
you
no.
know I do. Huge
He's fired?
fan.
Or is it
I'm not firing him.
Bring it on.
Declan fires
Not firing
someone's
anybody.
ass right now?
Dude,
Here we go.
you lost your starting quarterback. I'm not firing anybody. I'm just
Bring it
saying
on.
maybe a little bit more belief in the run game would help a lot of this. Easy. Nobody's getting fired. I'm just saying you have to.
Yeah, you're
trust
questioning things. It's good.
I'm
It's
not
all good.
questioning things. I'm just saying, hey, listen,
Yeah,
I
you sort
see
of
at
are.
times the run game's starting to work a little bit. And I know people are like, well, at times it's 3 yards. It doesn't matter. It's still a nice run. It's getting them to think more than anything. And at the same time, it's taking a lot off the quarterback. It's taking a lot off the whole team. It's running the play clock down. It's beating down on the defense. I just see times where all of a sudden there's a big run, and then we turn around and pass. And it's like,
Yeah, is passing the ball 36 times
No.
in a game like that necessary?
No,
you got backup
it's not.
quarterbacks. They're not. They can't score over there
Aiden
either.
Connell ain't
Like,
doing anything. He is not doing anything. Literally. I don't think it took anyone to realize that. That's why I'm saying, like, as I'm watching this game, I'm like, man, there's some really nice runs going on. At times they're breaking through. At times they're just slamming their head against the defense, which is still fine too because it's beating on them. And then all of a sudden it's like 3rd and 2 and we're passing. It's like, if I'm KOC, I'm running it. Why? Because I'm putting the defense in a bind. If anything, I'm going to get in gun and I'm going to fake the handoff, maybe do some RPOs. I'm just going to take a little bit off the quarterback's plate. Clearly, he's under a little bit too much duress right now. He's taking too many hits. We're letting guys run through the A-gap. You sent me that clip this morning. I swear to God, Mackie, it took me 30 minutes to figure out that play last night. I was literally watching.
we've got that one queued up here too.
I'm
Yeah,
literally like,
I like
well,
it.
now how the hell does this happen, right? Like, you got a guy who's getting hit in the backfield a lot. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. You're going to get hit. Shut up and take it. But when you let a dude chase him down from the A-gap, you put him in an unwinnable situation. And then in the back of his mind, he starts thinking, well, how well are these guys playing? Is everybody giving up on me? Is this how it's going to be the rest of the game? This dude's just going to run through the A-gap and chase my ass down and I can't do anything about it? Like, this becomes problems, right? Then all of a sudden you put Nick in, and everything's like, oh, we're good again. We're just here. Here's a 40-yard zipper right across the back. I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, where was this the whole game? Were you kidding me?
it's amazing.
When would you have made the move from Dobbs to Mullins?
When he did. I thought.
Oh, you wouldn't have done it at halftime?
No.
You would have waited.
No, I would have let him come out. I'd have been like, "Yo, dude, this is it." Like, and I'd have I'm sure he let everybody know, "Hey, this is it. You're riding here or you're not. After this, we're putting Nick in. We have to do something. This is a 0-0 game." And at some point, even I was sick of the announcers talking about how bad it was. Oh, it's gonna be the first time, 0-0. My God, it's never happened. It's been 30 times, but never has it gone a full regular. Like with 2 minutes left, I was like, God, if he misses this field goal, I swear to God, he missed the first one. He could easily miss the second, and we're talking about this tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez, by the way, I think if I could go back to Declan's pie chart of praise, I would have added a 6 slice just for his hair.
Great
I thought
hair.
his hair with the highlight.
Can
With a
we
highlight
talk
there.
about that?
Is
for
it a
minute?
mullet or what would you? How would you classify
what he's
that?
doing. Mark, stop it, dude.
What's his age?
He's the
Mark?
same age as
He's
me.
like
We trained together coming out of
35?
the combine. Really?
Yeah,
good
that looks
dude.
like a guy going. That looks like a
37.
guy. That looks like a guy going through a little bit of an early midlife crisis. Like he's like, you know what? I gotta slick this hair up. I gotta.
I'm
do
calling a
something with this hair."
0-0 game.
Yeah,
I'm
my
not
life
sure what to do
sucks.
with my life.
I used to be an NFL quarterback. I was a hero in New York for a split second.
Could you imagine the criticism he got today for that 0-0 game? He was probably like, guys, it was 0-0. There was nothing to talk about.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I would say
not
he's actually
wrong.
gotten pretty good as just like an entertaining color commentator. At one point, they bring in like Dean Blandino, and I think it was the sideline play. They're like, oh, do you think he dragged his? He bobbled it, but do you think he dragged the second tone? And Sanchez is like, for the sake of anyone scoring, it looks like he's into me.
That's great.
Looks
Hey,
good to me, Bob.
He's thinking the same thing we all are. Just give it to him, please, God.
Please.
Hey,
He did, yeah.
Here's
Carissa?
what's even crazier. Mackie, remember last week on OLC, we were talking about that 0-6 game. We were all laughing at it like, oh, my God.
I
can you
know.
believe-" And here, the next week, it ends up, I was and the game's going on. I'm like, it can't beat last week's game. It can't.
6-0. What a bunch of losers.
Someone's going to kick it on, right? Someone's going to trip into the end zone and fall. No. 2 minutes left. We're kicking field goals, and then everyone's headbutting the kicker like, you saved us. I tell you right now, that's the first time that we ever went crazy at a 3-0 game like that. Ever.
We were talking about this too on the main Purple Daily episode today. Greg Joseph probably saved his own job because he's like 30th in field goal percentage this year, and if he doesn't kick that, so he was
definitely
kicking for
getting
the
fired.
game and his job if he doesn't make that one.
No, you're definitely getting cut at the end of the year for sure.
All right, do you guys want? Let's start with the
Let's look at the
defense.
film.
We break down film here, trenches with Boone
Let's
every
break down
single
the
week.
Fun stuff first. You're right.
on
You know what?
Purple
Leave
Daily.
everybody going home with sour grapes. I like that. You know what, Mackie?
Boone, can you turn your mic up a little bit too? By the way, on air
No.
production meeting.
Do you want me to?
Just turn it
Yes,
up a little
you
bit.
can. I got you
There we
maxed
go.
out on the side. There you
All
go.
right.
There we go.
That's better.
Okay, this will be good.
Got the new mic. I know.
Before we dive in here, a shout out to our friends over at Surly. I think we're all going to need a couple before I die lagers to get through this film. We're going to start with the defense, though, so it won't be as bad.
You know what? I don't care. Before I die, Furious, Logic Bomb, whatever you were sipping on Sunday, I hope you had a lot of it because to get through that football game, your friends, our friends from Surly Brewing certainly would have come in very handy. Before I Die, of course, speaks to this show. It speaks to the fact that before we die, we want to see a Super Bowl championship. But really, Sunday was just trying to get through a game, and Surly always there for you. And of course, when you're sipping on a Surly, no matter what the can is, show us your cans on Twitter /X at JZolgad at Score North. Always love to see the Surly you're drinking.
Amen. Also, a shout out to our friends at Zero Res. Make sure you got friends and family gatherings at your home. You know, I think if you got 4 little critters running around too, like the Boone household, your carpet's probably dirty. Your home probably needs a professional clean, and that's where Zero Res comes in. There's no better way to deep clean your house and your carpets than with Zero Res. You can get the Score North special if you go to ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 952-0-RES. Ask for the Score North special. It's 3 rooms, 0 resified, starting at $129. That's ZeroResMinnesota.com or 952-0-RES. Spell it forward or backwards. It spells the same, Zero Res. Can't say there wasn't any res on this game from yesterday, but let's start with the defense, Booney. We've got a handful of defensive plays, and then we'll look at the offensive crap.
Which is fair.
Look at that purple. Look at all that purple.
I know, right? Travel well. I will say this. Defensively, Ivan Pace Jr. was just all over the field.
Dud.
Just studly. Fun to watch, too. And I think probably because I really miss Kendricks in the middle, and I do. He was my locker mate, and I was a big softie towards him. But seeing somebody that can finally start to play like him, dude, it is so fun.
Undrafted. So this is early in the game here, setting the tone.
How about we fall down, got back up, still got the sack. He fell down and still got the sack. This is incredible. Oh, I love this. Here we go. This is just, we already know this Flores defense, right? Who's coming, who's going, what are we doing? Just puts the whole offensive line in a bind. At the same time, pause. Mackey, if you're the center right now, who's down? Like you would even know, right?
So
like it just gets crazy.
I'm accounting for these guys right here, the big dudes here. This is
correct.
I think Daniil's not even on the field for this snap, right? They got Patrick Jones, who's
Patrick, right there
is in here. So you got to account for these 4 guys, but don't you also in Flores' defense? I would be accounting for Ivan Pace, who's a pass rushing linebacker up this close, right?
Especially after the game that he was on, I'd have been like, hey, listen, this guy's starting to show up in a big way. Let's start taking account for him. But anyways, here we go. Roll it.
Are you sliding left here, though? Because there's
I'm almost positive they're going to the right. Because, see, he's going to Ivan Pace, which is the smart thing to do, right? Here's where this gets really fun. This is great pro. It's great pro. We talk about this all the time. It's the one thing we don't want the running back to do.
Cut?
Don't cut.
Oh, no.
Don't cut. Why? Because when you have a young quarterback who doesn't know what's going on, that guy's going to get up and tackle him. Like, the best part about this is the running back gets up and filters away like, quick, throw it to me.
Watch him. He knows what's happening.
He's an idiot. Yeah, look at him. We always tell you guys, don't cut. Why? Because you don't know if he's going to throw the ball or not, right? Like, it's just you being a coward and getting out of it. Here, he gets up and makes, look, right, throw it here, as he's getting tackled. Give me the ball. This is just a great effort, honestly. Great effort. You very rarely do you see guys get cut, get back up, and still make the sack, which is just shows to the effort. But at the same time, the coverage is great, right? Like, he's got nowhere to go. Pocket was good.
Yeah, it's just this Troy Dye and Patrick Jones who haven't. They're not like starting players. They're not getting all the snaps, but they come in here in a rotation and do a good job on this play. But one more look at this. A little cut, panic. Oh, my God.
When I saw this in live TV, I was like, oh, my God, he got up and still got the sack. Should be for 2.
So this here, it's a 3rd down and 5.
Yep.
And
doing a whole lot of nothing on 3rd down. Love it.
I'll run this for you guys. But Daniil Hunter over the center to start this play, and then you'll kind of see how this goes.
Pause it. Before you play this, I remember watching this live. I feel bad for the center, and I'm almost positive it's Britt. Centers aren't asked to do a lot, right? Like, they're not asked to be very athletic. There's not a lot of Jason Kelsey's out there in the league right now. The minute that he looked up and saw 9-9, I guarantee you he shit himself and was like, God, you got to be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. Look at this. He doesn't even move his feet, and that's where he gets beat, is he gets so far back off the ball. He gets so afraid because it is 99 that he's like, oh, my God, I got to get off the ball. Which way is he going to go? And he ends up stopping his feet, and you'll see it the minute that Daniil makes a move, he's going to fake him and then go back right there. See how he stops his feet? It's too easy. It's almost at the same time, like when you're coming out here and you have this young quarterback here and he looks up and he sees all this guy's pause. See how everybody's in a 2-point stance except for one guy? It's all this misdirection, this confusion, this who am I, who is he, who's he, is he dropping, is he coming? Here, we're simple, right? We're 5-0 across the board. But at the same time, when you go 5-0, you put that center who's not asked to do athletic things a lot to be on the most athletic person on the field. We're clearly in man coverage, right? We go in motion, we go across, we know what we're doing. But now this is where all of a sudden the offensive line has to bow up. Huge bow up session here because everybody's on an island. Nobody gets any help on this. So they always tell you, get off the ball. But what he does a bad job of here at center is he stops his feet. So the minute that Daniil kind of hits him with the okey doke, he doesn't know what to do, and he just kind of becomes this, we call it a revolving door. You just allow him to pass by you, and at the same time, here comes DJ Wanham on the inside on this twist.
My bad.
Dude,
and then you got Wanham coming across across 2 gaps. Is that 2 football?
Well, yeah, it's a 3-man twist, and this is why they do this, because they know all 5 of us. Pause. See, all 5 of us are on islands, and right now you have Daniil who's just straight up abusing the center, right? Like, he's just like in here like a grown man, like, move. But at the same time, watch the right tackle and the right guard. They don't get this twisted off, but they don't get it twisted off because the center. And I'm going to say that because he should be switching all this with them. But technically, the two on the right really messed this up because it's a great punch, but he misses with his feet. Same thing. I stop my feet, which allows the D tackle to get by me, which starts to put pressure on this right tackle, right? And oh, by the way, nobody's even blocking DJ Waddle. Like, this is why it's a problem. When you can do this regularly, like his dude, this is my biggest fear is he's going to be gone next year. Like, he just
Hunter? No, Flores, right?
Oh, Flores?
Dude, I'm telling you right now, this is showing up. And that's why it's really it sucks when you have a really good defensive coordinator because now everyone's like, dude, we want these guys. Because, dude, defense wins championships. KOC was not wrong. The only people that deserved game balls yesterday were the defense, the entire defense. For keeping
KOC, he called it a championship caliber defense.
No, it was.
Do you think it is?
They punted the entire game. Like, that's even with the backup quarterback, dude. At one point, I was like, they know they have Devontae Adams over there, right? They know that they have Hunter Renfrow. They know that they have all these people. What are they doing? They can't even do anything. And then you turn around, and it's because of plays like that. Daniil Hunter abusing the center, and at the same time, DJ Wanham coming in on a twist. Like this, stuff like this. Just getting him off his spot.
There's a Harrison Smith pressure here, too.
Which is great, right? Like, Harry's showing up, dude.
Well, the kid's totally
jam front, right?
The kid was totally confused all day too, which is great to see.
Well, of course you are. Look at this. Pause. Right here. Pause it. You're in a jam front. It's like an odd structure, but everybody's moved in. Our defensive ends have now moved to D tackles, right? So you're basically saying, hey, listen, you're in a running formation. You have your fullback in the game. You're in some sort of 21 personnel. Something's going on. At the same time, we need to counteract the run game, right? They have Josh Jacobs back there. They're not stupid. But all of a sudden, Harry coming down here screws up. Look at everybody over here is like, why is the safety down? Yep. That's a huge...
He's like not paying attention.
Right?
He's like, well, what am I going to do today?
Everybody's in this. And as soon as Harry comes up, they're like, okay, hold on. We're going to re-mic all this because now we have to account for Harry because he's crazy and he'll come and he'll blow it up. Play it. I love... Right there. That strike to Josh Jacobs. Love it. Year, 12 for Harry? 11? Just coming off the ball, striking their number one player, just getting right into his face like, yeah, I don't think so, dude. Plays like this show up every down. God, getting a hit on him. Dude, that poor kid didn't do anything.
Yeah, he had no idea.
He had nowhere to go, but at the same time, look what you did. You put Josh Jacobs on Harry. And is that Daniil? Yeah.
Yes, that's Daniil again.
Is that Maurer, the tight end?
Oh, 87 here you're looking at?
Yeah, you put a tight end.
Not gonna
work here, right? But, dude, that's an unfair situation. But this all goes to everything that Brian's doing. Smart enough, all of a sudden we know how to get these one-on-one matchups. We get Harry off the edge at the same time, start to put this quarterback in a bind. He's just going to start freaking out even more. Dude, it's...
So Harrison Smith starts the chaos, right?
For sure.
Because everything else is picked up pretty well at the first point of attack.
And then he turns right into Daniil and is like, oh, no, I definitely don't want to go that way.
Yep.
Does a huge 360 and then still gets tackled by Daniil.
Hey, so Booney, how important does it become, too, that it looks like on a week-to-week basis, Flores tweaks things enough where, like, if you are now the Bengals and you sit down and watch film, okay, some of the principles that you're going to see from this game defensively from the Vikings might apply, but you're also probably going to see different looks. How tough does that make it to scout a team when they are coming up with a game plan that changes things consistently to suit what you do well to try and combat that?
It becomes incredibly hard, especially because normally what we do is we go back and watch all the games previous, and we'll try and find who are their guys that they like to bring, who do they like to drop. And we've talked about this before. When you're going in every week and changing one little detail of a blitz, all of a sudden that forces us to watch 2 more hours to be like, all right, was this an accident? Did they mean to do this? Was this something planned? Like, because at times it doesn't make sense, and you're like, well, what's going on out there? And then as you watch it evolve from week to week, you're like, he's just changing one thing. Maybe instead of the 3 technique coming, now he's dropping, which will completely screw up everything because as a guard, if I'm setting the 3 technique and he drops, you're going to hold me for a second, and then all of a sudden here comes a free blitzer off the edge. Like, he's always going in and changing stuff up, which just constantly keeps us on our toes and also forces us to be very strategic in a fist fight. Right, like we have to always remember things like 9-9's always down, 9-1, 9-8, 5-2, 9-7, and all of a sudden everyone stands up, they start moving around, and you're like, oh man, here it comes. Who's coming? Who's going? Everyone's talking a whole bunch of mess. You're like, dude, I don't know if they're playing with me or not. Like, it becomes really fun, but at the same time, if you're not on it, it sucks.
Okay, boys.
That's Oakland.
So the defense, awesome, great, shutout, awesome work, championship defense. Okay, let's dive into. Let's pour some acid into our eyes here, and let's watch. This is Josh Dobbs running for his life here. You tell us what's happening on some of these plays. Okay.
Do I have to? No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Here we go. We're in Gone Pro, right? We're 3x2. I love it. Force the defense. Show your hand. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Little twist. Twist gets home here.
All right. To be fair, didn't have our starting right guard. We lost our right tackle during the game. It gets a little hairy in here, right? Pause. I know. Go back. I know. I'm already feeling like a coach, man. All right, here we go. Pause it. We're in the same situation as before. 5-0 is universal between every single team. Hear me. Every single team says 5-0. They say it in different terms. Some people say popo. Some people say donuts. Some people say 5-0. Some people say a whole bunch of mess. It means the same thing. It means 5 are blocking the 5 known rushers. These are the 5 known rushers, right? Obviously, we have the 4 down linemen. We're going to count Spillane because this dude just shows up everywhere, and I love him. So we're going to count him in our process because he's going to be tracked in here. But at the same time, number 1 is covering Justin Jefferson man-to-man. Number 5 is covering Madison man-to-man. When we snap the ball on a 5-0, we must get off the line of scrimmage because they're going to do some sort of twist. It's going to be a 2-man or 3-man twist everywhere because initially everyone's pulled to their own island. And the minute people start crossing over other guys' midlines, your islands start getting connected. So right here, Dalton Reisner and Bradbury instantly become teammates on this, right? You have to switch this off, but the problem is Bradbury here, go ahead, play it. When he goes to punch him, right there, kind of misses his hand a little bit, and I don't know how. I don't know how somebody can get you in a headlock. I'm just going to be honest with you.
This is a bad spot to be in.
It's a bad situation because, look, now, number 1, this should be called holding. Go back. It should be called holding on the defense. And I'm not being a dick. That's true. Like, I get really mad about this because at times they'll hold the shit out of you and they'll smoke your quarterback. And so you're like, listen, man, don't do that again. But here he's got him in a headlock. It's clearly holding. But at the same time, see the right guard, and I think, what is the right guard? Brandel, yeah. He comes down here. He's assuming that they're going to switch this, right? But he doesn't see anybody. He does a great job of fighting off Spillane because he does a good job of stopping the penetrator right here. Punch. Good. He's like, all right, switch. All right, where's my center? Where's my center? Because he sees Spillane.
He's supposed to be passing this off to Bradbury, who's not here.
Correct. See how I said we're in a 3-man game? This is it right here. This is your 3-man game. And so he starts to go back. It's a phenomenal job. I'm telling you, it's so hard in the moment, but your body naturally just does it. I don't know how it does it. The problem is number 2 gets there, right? He does a good job of getting there, but at the same time, it leads to a sack. But how do we avoid this? Get off the ball, better strike. Do not allow that right there, right? Everybody else.
So pie chart of blame on this play. Bradbury getting off balance and then put in a headlock is probably the top reason why this happened.
Yeah, for sure.
So you don't.
At the same time, that's defensive holding. Like, you can't put somebody in a headlock.
Yeah, it was stealth though.
I don't know what to tell you though.
Stealth.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you
point.
this right now. I would never be like, Coach, that's holding though. Like, you just don't want him to even bring up the fact that he's got you in a headlock. Like, you don't even want him to notice it. Like, is that you in a headlock?
I'm showing you this play here because this is the play. This is a 3rd down and 6. Mm-hmm. And it winds up being like a 12 or a 15-yard scramble run, this is what we want. Josh Dobbs, use your legs on 3rd down, get out there. Well, after this play was over, the cameras panned over to the sideline, the Fox cameras, and they showed Kevin O'Connell furious. He's like he's yelling F-bombs into his headset. And so I have not seen this play. I cut this for you guys. His reaction seemed like maybe Josh Dobbs missed something down the field.
You know what he missed, don't you? You're just waiting for us to see.
No, I swear to God, I cut this 10 minutes ago before the show started. Did he miss something here?
Over the middle?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Is that Jordan Addison?
Jordan Addison. Go back.
I think he's open like three times.
Go back. He cuts across the middle.
That's him.
And I don't think.
Wait, where's Addison right here?
He's right in the slot. Yeah.
He's right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to cut across the middle and kind of like a over/post. Right. He's right there. He's open. You have to throw it to him. Right there.
Oh.
You have to.
Oh. He's open.
That's Kirk Cousins throws a dart.
Time out, though. Go back, because I don't know we're going to see this from behind. And remember, when we watch film, we never watch this angle from the O-line room, so we don't care what happens. We just really get blamed for everything. But I want to see. Hold on.
So it's all there right there.
Yeah, no, you can throw it. You can throw it. Yeah, no, I don't know why you didn't throw it. Throw it. Throw it now.
Man.
Throw it now. Throw it now.
Oh,
throw it right now.
God. Look at that.
He's even looking at him.
I
think that's why he's yelling at him. I think that's why he's losing his mind, because he's like, dude, throw it. I'm telling you, man.
What are you concerned about there? The defender on the right side, who you think might jump in front of the route, or what?
Maybe, but you got to, dude, as an NFL quarterback, you got to make that throw. You have 5 yards of separation.
He's throwing to
Put a little dunk
too,
on
right?
it and get it to him. I don't know what the problem is. Right
that's
there.
a college
throw
throw
it.
right there.
You're literally throwing it to like the 35. Yeah, exactly where you drew it. That's where I'm throwing it. And I'm like, get underneath it.
He does get he gets the 15 there. So, and this is.
But
just,
I think the problem is you throw it to Jordan Addison and anything could happen. He cuts back a lot. I mean, dude, you're in a 0-0 game. There are a lot of people like, somebody better put up a tutty or we're in trouble. Ownership's going to be like, hey, how much is that cap? Y'all put up 3 points? We're doing reduced bonuses this year.
No Christmas party.
Hey,
just canceled it.
I'm not even going to – I don't want to talk about this play because I think that this – and this is where – pause.
Why is
CJ
Ham on a defensive edge rusher?
Hear me when I say this. I always stood up for my friends when we played because I felt like I had to be the guy that said something. I would have been really mad about a play like this, right? And I've said this to Jay before, Jeremiah. I don't like when we put fullbacks and tight ends on these guys, but then we allow the quarterback to set up right there. That's not fair. You cannot do that to somebody. Number one, Ham has to come all the way across the formation. You have to run 10 yards. And while you're running this, and they tell you, get there, stay on this line. It's not true because you're reading this defensive end. And the minute he starts to run up this field, he's starting to bend your straight line. And it's getting closer to the quarterback. And you start to panic more and more. See how he starts to come up the field? Ham goes initially straight, but then it looks like he kind of gets out leverage. See that? Like there's no good way to block this play. I'm telling you as an offensive lineman, unless that's like Oliver, you don't want to put these guys running all the way across back and then blocking a defensive end like that. Like I just never found that to be very cool. If you are going to do that, you keep the quarterback on the move. You don't allow him to pull up because, number one, Ham has to completely stop. See how he completely stops his feet? And this guy just continues running on this course. And it's like, dude, you're letting a hammer hit a nail right now, and then you get mad at Ham when he gives up this sack. Like, that's not fair.
It's an unfair design, essentially.
What should occur here?
Well, number one, I hate these plays. If anything, make this a boot. Ham, keep running, right? Let 20 take you, and then we'll just boot around. Let Jordan Addison keep on this over route. Like, I'm not a fan of...
So he should be booting out to the left here.
Do
naked, just run around this guy.
If you're going to do a pull-up like this in my mind is like a 394 slant, like your really true play action, you need to put a tight end on him initially, and then you can send another tight end across to help. That's different. But when you tell the fullback, hey, I want you to run over there and go block this defensive end screaming off the ball to get this sack, what do you want him to do?
Yeah.
And I already just told you're not allowed to cut him. Like, that's an unwinnable situation. That's why I don't like these plays. And I've said this to a lot of OCs.
Why does Darrisaw's go back, Phil, if you would? Why does Darrisaw's responsibility is so small here?
Oh, he's too in there. No. If anything, you would say, Oliver, you have to stay in this. But the problem is, pause.
Okay.
You're going slant. See how you're faking the 394, right? See how you're faking 94? This looks like 94 zone, right? Just
Yeah, you want the
you have to
illusion of a
sell
run.
Darisaw. Darisaw and the tight end are connected because he's in that back gap. So that's why those two are connected. Had that guy been more on Darisaw, and I don't know who that is at 90. Go back. If 90 would have been just more straight up on Darisaw, go back, Mac. Pause.
Yes.
See how he's
guy,
in this like 5 technique kind of. He's in this gap, right? All of a sudden, if he goes more head up, Darisaw can take him, and then Oliver can branch back out. But here he's too committed in the gap, and Darisaw has to check his inside. Oliver's responsible for his outside. I mean, it's just, dude, I'm telling you, I've seen a million of these run. It just never works unless the throw is right now, because you are allowing a defensive end to just come humming up the field, and this fullback has to stop his feet, get ready to pass block. Like, dude, these guys don't do that. Don't let them make. That's not fair.
Be curious to hear like what Kevin O'Connell's response to the critique of everything you just said makes total sense. And if there's one, like there's a few pillar principles that we should just have beat into our heads from doing this with you and watching film. And one of them is you should not have a tight end, a running back, or a fullback blocking an edge rusher or a defensive tackle. Really, unless there's some trick, unless there's a bootleg involved or something where you're scheming it up. But that last play essentially just turns into a drop back play action pass.
Yes,
and you got CJ Ham on a guy that's 75 pounds heavier than he is, right?
On pins and needles too.
Maybe 50 pounds. It's CJ Ham, so still.
Still low.
So this is the ensuing 3rd and 9. This is Max Crosby, I believe. Yeah. Brian O'Neill was.
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, if there's one dude I wish I could have played, it'd have been Max Crosby.
Oh, really? Played against, huh?
I feel like him and I would have had fun. He reminds me a lot of Chris Long. A lot of Chris Long. Only he seems like it's hard to describe Chris Long because his dad was Howie, but those two have a lot of similarities. Go back. This one hurts me to say, but on this play right here, yeah, we got to punch better. Just got to strike. And this is, from watching the game, I mean, his get-off was phenomenal. Max Crosby, but see how right here we're turned open? And I'm not saying that's bad, but see how he prized that outside shoulder right there?
Did he think he was getting a chip from Madison?
I think
O'Neill?
He did.
And he did. He didn't get a chip here, really.
Let's watch. Hold on.
I like Madison's cleats, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right? Like super lime green. Love it.
Very
Here
nice.
we go.
Nice cleats.
If anything, and this is another world where I sit really gray, it's so hard to tell somebody how to set if you're going to give them a chip.
He just kind of bailed out of there.
Yeah, I mean,
so he's supposed to chip him there, right?
Go back.
Little sun chip, little there on the edge.
This is strictly because of his get off, and this is sometimes, Mackie, you've heard me talk about this. That sometimes the fear of their get off alone can scare you into a different world. This is not Brian's normal set. I've seen Brian's set 2,000 times. That is not. No, not even that. Go back.
You're saying before the snap.
The whole thing is not his set. And this is what the fear of someone's get-off does to you. And Brian, in my opinion, is an all-pro right tackle. And I love the way he plays the game. He's extremely proficient. Right there. That's not Brian. That's not Brian O'Neill. But the thought of him cutting the corner that quickly will do that to an all-pro. I'm not even kidding you. I felt that. I know what it feels like. And all of a sudden you watch yourself and you're like, that's not who I am. That's not what I am. But it's the fact that he could turn the corner this fast. And at the same time, you wonder, go back, and I've said this to Frank Gore before, why the hell didn't you hit him? What the hell was running through your mind that you literally thought you didn't need to strike him in the ribs and maybe knock him out of the freaking game? Like, tell me what's running through your mind right here. I have him by the neck. You could come in here and break a rib for me, but instead you're like, no, I'll just boogie out the back door. Dude, that used to bother me. And I'm not saying it's Alexander Madison's fault that this is a sack. This is squarely on Brian O'Neill. But at the same time, a lot of it is because of his get-off, dude. It was – at one point, I thought he was offsides. And I think somebody else was thinking
sack.
it too. Dude, a lot of people were like, man, what?
I tweeted it.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, he is – and that's why I call him Chris Long, because Chris Long was the same way, man. Like – and they're strong, and they're long, and they know how to use their hands, and you know they want to fight you. You're like, God, this is going to be a day. And then you put Aaron Donald next to him. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it.
All right, this one's great.
This is the one
Explain
that you
this.
get talking about. This is
Go back.
This.
Go ahead. I don't want to watch it from this angle.
Do you want the end zone cam?
There's no point to watching it any other way because nothing even happens here. All right, pause. So I'm watching this play, and I was watching it on this exact film, and I'm like, okay, I don't have any announcers to tell me what's going on. Let's try and figure this out. So as I start doing this, I'm like, okay, we're in a simple under front. Okay, we're in an under front. Instantly, the call should be to the right. Why? Because we have more guys to the right that are a threat, correct? And we have a guy on the right that is uncovered. So, number one, this is going to be hard to explain.
So hold on a second. So you're saying you're gonna when you say go to the right, we're going center to the right over here.
I was just going to say, go erase those real quick. Draw a line down the center.
Just down the center's head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom. Everything to the right is now on the right tackle, right guard, and center. We call this a duel. You're dueling all of this. Anything comes, you three have to take the most dangerous three any way they come. Backside, you guys are manned up. Most defenses know this in an underfront. This is why the twists always happen backside to the three technique, because they know it's just these two here. And at the same time, I'm not speaking for anyone, but I'm assuming that Ty Chandler is backside on this linebacker backside, right? Simple pro. Play.
Okay. Come on, technology.
Come on, technology.
Yeah, like a million.
Here we go.
There we go.
The minute that he walks up in there, go back. Everything is shut down. Now, here's what I'm going to say. We have two backups in.
So we got we have a backup here.
Quisenberry.
We have a backup here.
Randall.
And we have a backup here.
Correct. No, he doesn't really matter on this
And
one.
a backup here.
Those two matter. Because in this duel, and I'm not speaking for anyone, but I'm telling you right now, this is on the right guard. Because the minute that your linebacker walks up backside, you should be coming down. And at the same time, it kind of spooks Bradbury a little bit. And I think he kind of gets caught in the middle of like, oh my God, does this guy know to come with me? Because see how he's kind of not really playing the nose, and watch, keep playing it.
Wait, you're saying it's on the left guard or the right guard?
The right guard. Keep going.
It's on Brandel, you're saying.
Keep going. You'll see why.
Okay. Let me just back it up a frame here.
Right there, and now right there. See that hand? He's kind of like, dude, where are you? He's kind of asking the guard, where are you? At the same time, pause. Oliver has 39. 76 has him. Come on, right guard. Come on, right guard. Where are we going? You have no idea how mad I would have been in this play. On this
So
play.
should
And
he
I
be
also,
shoving Bradbury out? Is that what you're saying? Or what's like
no, go back. Bradbury and the right guard need to squeeze this. It's their linebacker. Like, you're not even dueling anymore because the tight end's in. You don't need to duel.
Got it.
You two are here. Running back has 5.
Got it. So all of this is cleaned up. And
Correct.
then this
You
is
two
on
are
you guys
right
right
there.
here. And then
At
this is on you guys
first,
right here.
When you watch this, when you first watch this, I probably would have been like, this is on Dalton Reisner, thinking that it was straight up pro, because the number one rule is you are never, ever allowed to let somebody run through the A gaps when the quarterback is under, because this is exactly what happens. He just chases the quarterback all the way through the backfield and gets a 15-yard sack. So you can never do that. And so that's why I was like, well, under center, the backside guard should heavy that. And then all of a sudden, the running back should take the D tackle. But it doesn't end up happening like that because everybody's basically manned up. The running back has number 5. Dude, I'm telling you.
Does Brandel, should Brandel have taken Bradbury's guy,
Yes.
and Bradbury should have slid and taken the
Yes.
linebacker?
Okay. For 2 reasons. Number 1, you had the tight end staying in on a TO. And number 2, Dalton Reisner didn't squeeze that, which makes me think that was the declaration. And we probably could have gone through the sideline and seen the declaration. But the minute that he called him a declaration, and that just comes down to a lot of things, right? Like a new right guard in the game. You're in a away stadium. It's a crazy intense game.
Dumb question, but with a veteran quarterback who can also help with line calls, can he identify when he starts to see that? Can he identify and change protections or no?
No, that blitz is basically timed up on the motion. So you're basically like white 10, and as soon as he says that, he starts to move. So it's supposed to be one of those instinctual, but that's why I say like a new right guard in the moment in an away stadium, white 10, he starts to move, and he's probably like, well, somebody will get that. I'm this way. When you're supposed to be like, that's my guy. Why is he going this way? Well, the next thing I know, the ball snapped, I move in. Like you're supposed to naturally follow him, but when you don't, you cause a 10-yard sack.
Yep. Oh, just
I know, right?
So bad. You know
Bad day
what?
of film.
Hey,
Bad day
we
of
got
film.
last few minutes of the podcast here. A shout out to our friends. Can I go widescreen here? I think Maya Mackey is. You see her back here? Look at her.
Yeah, she's sound asleep.
Taking a little snooze.
She's not. Boy, she doesn't like the trenches as much as the rest of us do.
No, she's more into like the skill position stuff. Actually,
I don't blame her.
She really just wants her Nutrisource chicken and rice. It's almost lunchtime for Maya Mackey. Yeah, Nutrisource is the official dog and pet food of Purple Daily and Score North, gentlemen.
Absolutely right. Stella, the same way. In fact, look at her. She's a scat back, right? Like she catches some passes, but I mean,
she's like Darren Sproles of
exactly.
dogs.
Exactly right. She's got nothing to do with blocking, but everything to do with Nutrisource, just like that guy, the Vinster, who probably could block.
Yeah, good little undrafted UDFA right there. Like he's ready to go. He's got some Ivan Pace to his game.
What you talking about?
Yep, he'll intercept a ball when you're not expecting it. He'll just show up big time. Everyone's passing on him. He does a pretty damn good job, and he loves his Nutrisource.
Nutrisource chicken and rice is the Mackey household food, and NutrisourcePetFoods.com is the website to find Nutrisource retailers near you. Before we say goodbye to our guy Booney too, you can find him on the O-line committee. Jeremiah Searles and Booney just breaking down film across the NFL. O-line committee on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Dex, do you want to fire anyone's ass? Yeah, Booney?
Yeah.
No. Go ahead, Deck. Who are you firing? I'm curious to see who you're going to fire this week.
A little bit maybe of a surprise, a guy you probably aren't thinking of, maybe. Not like a household name. I'm going to go to the coordinator well. I'm going to go to the coordinator well in the NFC North because this guy continues to have this job, and I don't know how. Aaron Glenn, Lions defensive coordinator, come on down. You are fired, man. 3 years in a row as the DC of the Lions. The Lions ranked 25th in points this year. They ranked 32nd last year, 29th the year before. The Motor City Kitties are kind of derailing a little bit here. They're picking up some losses. They've allowed a lot of points over the last few games. We're going to make a call here. Dan Campbell, go bite off some kneecaps and fire your DC.
Wow.
Aaron Glenn, come on down, man.
Wow. Fire his ass. Fire his ass. Wow. Get his ass out of here.
Hey, it's that season, dude. It is firing season. It's going to be exciting. By the way, Mackey, did you see how you went this week? Did you see your
in
games?
my picks on your pod? Is it not good? I haven't checked.
It's not good, bud. It's not.
no,
I told you, man. It's all about December. You got to get that stride.
You know,
in
like
December.
the Packers never lose games in December, Matt LaFleur. I'm the opposite. My takes get worse the deeper into the football season.
You're tired.
Yeah. Just
getting
fatigue
tired.
sets in. Your takes start to get cloudy. It's really tough, man. So, well, Booney, hey, great stuff. Thanks for breaking all that down.
Next
in
week.
layman's terms.
Can't wait. This should be an interesting game, though. Honestly, like I'm assuming they're probably going to go with Nick this week, right?
He's got
I
almost
mean, I've got to. And at this point, it's kind of like I'm interested to see how this game's going to go because Bengals are playing tough, and they have and everyone kind of laughed at it, but they have a really good defense, dude. And if they start getting hyped up, it could be a rough day for everybody. And they have enough playmakers on offense, but this is going to be an interesting game. And honestly, it'll be interesting to see where the rest of the season goes with all this.
It's the Kirk backup bowl, man. You got Jake
Dude.
Browning, former Vikings training camp arm, versus Nick Mullins. A battle of Kirk backups. Let's make it happen.
Wow.
So excited. All right, Purple Daily Vikings entertainment. That's your trenches with Boone. See you guys.